What is going on, everybody? I am the Veteran Miner, and we have Veteran GPURisers on my side here. Welcome, welcome. Let's just start off, and I want to welcome everybody here. Son of a Rabish, the Travelers, 10 minutes to midnight, Automatic Beats, Crypto Craig, I Know Nothing, the Mining King, Steven Cicero, Retro Mike Tech, Jason Rody, Hawk Crypto Mining. Do you know that guy? This is a new guy, huh? Hawk Crypto Mining? New guy. Welcome. Welcome.
Mr. Hawk.
Yeah. Crypto for Seniors, T-Dub, Dom G, and Gordon Murray. If I missed you, I apologize. But welcome to Wired. He says I'm done.
What is up, everyone? Glad to see everyone. Another Wednesday. It's hard to believe how fast these weeks go by, but they do. And yeah, I got the baby blue. This is actually
he's matching.
I don't know, the Disney mug. But
it's a big mug.
Yeah, we should have a Terra tracksuit collection one of these days. It'd be like mandatory uniforms. Actually, I saw a photo on Instagram of Mike's son had a little tracksuit on today.
He's saying your mic is low, Mike. He can't hear you. I'm fine.
There we go. Okay.
Right.
There we go.
Just right on.
I know you guys want us to do that, so is that better?
I think he just did that on purpose. I think Hawk.
I think
Hawk just set you up for not success right there, for failure right there. He just set you up for failure. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit up Mike. I'm gonna hit you up later. I needed your $800 recommendation on what mic I should get.
He said, "Gotta take a load out."
Actually, I'm gonna put it back up. There we go. I like it there.
Well, Mike, if you're able to put it sideways, right? If you're able to get it on an angle, you know what I'm saying? Sideways.
I'm not gonna mess around with that. As long as you guys can hear me, I'll talk a little
going
bit
sideways. It's not too bad, guys. What do you guys think? Just going sideways towards him. You know what I mean? Instead of this way towards him. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just putting suggestions out. Help my buddy out here.
One of the directional ones, I think. But
Max has the same mic. I don't know if he changed it. I think he did change it.
When I'm working, this is how I normally have it.
Oh my lord. It just gets worse, guys. Well, we're here to entertain you guys, okay? I just want to let you guys know right there. This is for entertainment purposes only, okay? And I got my boy Vistang over here just making it happen. You muted it, Mike. We can't hear you now.
There we go.
There we go. This is yes, very entertaining, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I need one of the directional mics, so that's what I think I need.
I just think you just need to,
or I need to move the mount, like you said. The problem is like my desk is so long. This is a kitchen countertop that I got from IKEA. So.
Okay, so I have the same situation, Mike. I have I'm gonna say it's a butcher block, okay? Like everybody else, we all have like these butcher blocks, right? I think it's about 8 feet, right, in length. My mic, my boom arm, you see this right here? My boom arm is all the way over to the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And then I would say a little bit like in the middle of the whole, you know. Yeah.
The problem is my camera comes from like the same angle.
Yeah. Well,
you know what I mean?
You know, you could actually lift it up, and you could just put it on the side like this, right? You could just do that, and then just bring the arm down. Guys, you know what? We're gonna fix this 101. You know what I mean?
Guys, so let's get a poll up here.
Anyway, so let's just like
let's get a poll on where the mic should be.
Yeah, let's unfuck his mic, and then, you know, maybe we'll talk about crypto. I don't know, AI. Who knows? But this is what we're gonna do tonight. All right, give me a good hour of some good stuff. Where's Joke Miner?
It works really well when it's like for video. It's not gonna work well. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna work well when it's there. But
it's not shotgun mic.
Yeah, it's not a shotgun mic. Mike, it's a podcast style mic made for 4 to 6 inches from your face.
So kind of like mine, like when I'm kissing it.
Fun day, Mike.
Just saying. He's professional. Pretty sure the mic is saying. Yeah, I can't say that. He's saying the mic is doing something to you, Mike, and I don't like it. It's not nice.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. It worked last time. I mean, the settings are. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I can mess with the game real time.
Yeah.
But
you know
besides
when I go to Miami, all right, let's talk about money dish up real quick, right? So when I go to Miami, I'll go to your house, I'll set it up. I'll just make it happen, Mike. Okay?
Yeah.
Maybe we stream live or something. Who knows? But okay. Mike is situated. So let's talk about your week, Mike.
It's been a long week.
Don't be jealous,
honestly.
Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess Terra wise, just I don't know, dealing with a million different things, right? Like I do a lot of operations, so a lot of the stuff that I do with Terra is not like, you know, it's a lot of day-to-day stuff,
right,
but planning for things that are like 6 months away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's I think on a given day I probably deal with at least like 6 to 8 different parties like continuously now, and it's like just so many different projects and everything like that. But it's yeah, it's a lot, but it's organization, right? That's a big thing. Like and we're getting more organized with everything with Terra, slowly but surely, and just getting ready for growth, you know, getting ready for mining disrupt, getting ready for all of that. It's just continuously building a better foundation for all the different projects that we're doing. So it's just a lot of different stuff. I know Mike and Jarrett and Frank, we've all just been doing a ton. So it's just a lot. I can't wait to share with all of you guys what we've been doing though, because it is pretty cool. It's going to be pretty cool, and we're hoping it all pays off. So it's what it is. But doing that for Terra, I was up in Melbourne, I think, for a day last week. That was kind of doing some GPURiser stuff. Nothing much on the GPURisers front. I see some people. I'm actually getting a lot of newer customers. You know, people that don't that haven't done this before. A lot of people that are kind of new to the game. So that's kind of interesting. I've seen an uptick the last month or so in that.
On the GPURiser side.
Yeah. That's kind of how I can always tell the market, the sentiment of the market, because pretty much all the stuff that's coming out now is like, hey, buy this China box that is gonna get me $50 bonus for selling it to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just a lot of garbage. And but you see like a lot of people during times like this, I kind of see it like if they're buying risers in open air frames, then they're it's not like they're expanding or they're I mean, they might be, but I can also see the analytics that they're new customers and stuff like that. And a lot of these guys are new. A lot of them actually aren't coming from you, because we've been talking about analytics a lot recently, just with all different projects. But I've been looking at the analytics with GPURisers, and there's a lot of like organic searches, I guess you could say, that are off YouTube. You know what I mean? Like not from YouTubers, but like searching online. And I think that that's kind of interesting. So I'm going to see where that kind of trends. But like I said, the people buying open air and like risers and splitters, like I offer the combo packages, and a lot of these guys are just new guys that are kind of setting this up and kind of jumping into it with like from the hobby standpoint. You know what I mean? And I'm getting questions like that, like, hey, how do I set this up and everything? Like, although there's a tons of videos out there, like I said, these searches and these customers are not coming from that. So they don't know, you know what I mean? They're looking this stuff up maybe on forums or something, and then they find my website, see it's like related to crypto mining, and it's interesting because during the I don't want to say during the bull run, but during when Lithium was going and it was popping off and everything like that, a lot of R8s were selling, right? Like people that have 240 volt installed and the electric installed. A lot of people were going that route, where now kind of like the hobby side is coming back out. Not a whole lot. Like, it's not like these guys are diving in, but it's more than it has been in a couple months. So I think it's interesting. So I personally haven't been like too much into GPU mining. I see that there's a lot more content coming out. I saw Mike was tossing salads with Jarrett the last week or something like that. So, but I don't know. I have an AI farm, but it's all on Vast, and
Right.
I see the sentiment change for Vast a lot, but I have no complaints with Vast. You know what I mean? Like I'm always rented, always, you know, like there's always some problems, you know what I mean? Like there's some issues with it. But anytime I do see numbers from Salad and stuff like that, they're not as good as Vast. So it doesn't make sense. But there's I guess it's easier to do Vast, right? Or I'm sorry, easier to do Salad. But that's the downside of it too, is you can only do one GPU. From what I know is one GPU and it's on Windows, right? So it's
just a different platform, Mike. That's all what it amounts to. It's a different platform, and I'm gonna say Vast AI. You're gonna have to really know what you're doing to get into it. It's not that cut and dry. For us, it is because we've done it, right? We have installed multiple rigs, all different types of rigs, and so we understand it, right? But still, you have hiccups.
Yeah.
But you know, I think the Salad thing could be for anyone, man. You just, you know, it's on Windows.
Yeah.
Plug it in, you're good to go, basically. You know, I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty simple.
And there's just the AI rental game, like that whole area, because I'm heavily involved in that, both with Terra and like my personal farm and everything. And I see all these different platforms and whatnot, and like it's you learn like these little tricks with all of them, right? Like it's not just like, hey, you buy this card, you get this, you know, hourly rate. You have to have like certain setups. You have to see what is most popular,
right?
And you have, you know what I mean? Like if you have a certain setup with the same cards, but it has, you know, this much memory and this much, you know, whatever, then you can get an overall higher rental rate per card. And that's at least how I break it down. You know, like with Vast, I haven't added to my AI farm in a while. Probably the last like 3 months, I haven't added anything to it, but I am going to start expanding again. But I hit like, you know, I have spreadsheets for all this stuff, and like I watch very closely like my return on the investment that I made.
Right.
I watch how, you know, like month over month, is it the rental rate's going up? Is it going down? And I think I'm to the point now where, you know, I hit these certain goals with it and have so much exposure, you know, I only allocate so much exposure to it, you know, like dollar wise. And then I feel comfortable investing more, right?
I just want to say something in the chat really quick. So, you know, Gordon Murray was saying that he sees videos of Salad from 3 years ago, right? And then Hawk was saying that, you know, there's videos from Vast about 8 years ago. So it's just like, you know, people become aware of things through either forums, like he was saying, Mike. A lot of people are reading forums, right, all the time. That's always been a big thing. But then look at how many YouTubers were brought into this crypto space. I'm new, you know what I mean? I would say, you know, Hawk and King, they're all fairly new as well. You as well, you're like one of the older guys than, you know, King, Hawk, myself. I even think like Chump Change, Hobbyist Miner. You know what I mean? So it's just like
I've been around for a while with GPU mining, but I was all, you know, with Ethereum. The reason why none of these platforms got any notice is because Ethereum mining.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There was no need.
That's really kind of what it came down to. Is Ethereum mining was so profitable. It was, I don't want to say so easy, but it was a lot easier to set up HypeOS on an Octominer than it was to set up a Vast.
Well, of course.
Install.
Why would you even want to bother with that, though? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's still not. I think, weren't we talking about numbers? I mean, this was like probably last year, Mike. Remember you and I were talking about like numbers for Vast and numbers for Ethereum? Yeah, I thought Ethereum numbers were like at its highest, but Vast was still a little bit more. But you needed to have. So we didn't have 4090, so we were doing comparison for like the 3090s, right? But you needed to have the extra hardware that would have cost a hell of a lot more money to start up vast than just to mine Ethereum.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I mean, these platforms became profitable, or not profitable. They came to light because of Ethereum profitability going away.
What's the next best thing? What the hell are we going to do with our hardware? Do I sell all my shit? You know what I mean? What do I do? What's the next best thing? Oh, look at that. Somebody put a video out for AI and all this stuff. Oh, intriguing. But meanwhile, they've been,
they've been around for a long time.
Yeah. Thanks to the YouTubers and everybody else. I mean, it's the reason why it just basically just jumped off,
And I think a lot of people rented on Vast to do ETH mining. Like they were playing an arbitrage game with Electric, possibly getting rental rates, like, because you can run numbers on that, right? That's the reason why people rent on Vast, right? Is because they know how much it is to build this machine, and they know the heat it's going to produce and the electrical. Maybe they don't have the infrastructure. A lot of these guys that are renting these machines are probably on laptops, you know what I mean? Like on their MacBook, and they just need to offset workloads. So, it's like I said, they became more relevant because people were trying to find any which way to get a return on it. A lot of people bought these cards very expensive during the bull run. You know what I mean? People were buying 3080s for like $1,800. Like, and then all of a sudden you have this sunk cost because the card's worth nothing now and nothing's profitable mining. So it's like, how am I going to get a return on this? And
they bought it at the wrong time too. That was the thing too. They bought it while they were like, oh my God, we're making so much money. Meanwhile, they knew that it was going to end, but they were just so in the hype and being a part of something, and they saw the dollar right there and then. And unfortunately, if you couldn't manage it or if you were financing it, you're in freaking deep crap.
Yeah, I mean, with interest and everything like that, you don't want to finance any of this. But
my God,
luckily enough for GPU miners, I do see Vast and these other platforms like Salad and like, whatever platform can implement Flux Core. I got to shill Flux here, but whatever platform can utilize the AI compute side to increase profitability. I think a lot of us got really lucky with that, right? With the hardware and stuff like that, being able to switch it over to platforms like that. But like you said, you can't just throw an Octominer on Vast. You can, but no one's really going to rent it, or if they rent it, they're going to be mining on it, and it's probably going to be a short-term thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does gives more profitability, which is good. That's how I analyze a lot of things. That's why after the ETH merge, a lot of people are chasing these different coins. I know I switched to Ergo for like half a day, and then I shut my whole farm down. It just wasn't. It didn't make sense. You're not making more than what Electric is. So what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's not just the electric, right? Like, especially people in Florida, I mean, you're paying for, if you're actively cooling it, then you're paying for fans and in exhaust. If you're cooling it with HVAC, then you're cooling it with air conditioning, and that's going to cost.
Well, you're a negative at that point.
Yeah, you have to take that into account. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be expanding my AI side. I saw a video the other day. I'm going to make a video soon here, just more like finance related, because that's what the crypto side I think is lacking, right? Like not everyone, but a lot of people want to get rich quick. And you could tell that because a lot of the videos coming out from YouTubers are pushing that. It's starting to go back to passive income. You can 10x on this coin, 20x on this coin. I mean, there's YouTubers just straight up on Twitter just shilling Solana shitcoins. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting to that point again. And once it gets to that point, I think these people just chasing these unrealistic gains, you know what I mean? A lot of them are fabricated to show this, is they need to kind of be reminded on, like, in that long story short, I'm going to make a video on like how to make money in crypto, like actually make money in crypto and everything. And it's not getting rich in crypto, but it's how to make money in crypto, like what to buy, what to avoid, and everything like that. Especially with Terra, you see the customer. I see the customers, the analytics, what they're buying, how many they're buying, how long they're holding it for, and everything like that. And I need to, or I don't need to, but I want to make a video on that because a lot of YouTubers have no financial background, no financial experience to like even say like invest in this or do this. So it's like, I kind of want to release something that helps people. And We also sell ASICs, so I'm gonna probably shill that as well. You know, but
Retro Mike Tech
we'll
said he
see.
says next video he's gonna how to he make 100x on a old coin. So
Yeah.
stay tuned, watch
It's-
that one. And he's giving away a 4090, guys. So yeah,
So
same video.
every Friday he's giving away 49.
Yeah,
I heard
every Friday.
that, I don't know. So it's just message him on Discord. He'll fill you in. But
So Hawk,
But yeah,
Hawk was saying that he was on Newmax, that station, that I guess that TV station. That's Newmax, right,
Yeah.
Mike? He was on there and he had a debate about
Newsmax,
Bitcoin.
yeah. I think it's Newsmax.
Well, he put
Newsmax,
Newmax.
Mike?
Hey, I'm just reading
Yeah, Newsmax.
Newsmax.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah.
no, he's been going on Newsmax talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a political thing. I think none of these guys know what crypto is, right? Like
Right.
I think probably the only one that would probably be, Robert Kennedy. But none of these guys don't care. They're just told buzzwords from people, and they're like, hey, you can target this market if you talk about this. You know what I mean? In my opinion. But yeah, it's good. It's good to get it in, but it's going to be politicized, sadly. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whoever lowers banana prices, that's what we need to focus on here. So
Yeah, we usually do banana analytics every other Wednesday on Mike's channel.
Yeah.
Because he usually has all
That's
the
why I bring
data.
up the,
It usually takes every
the
2
charts.
weeks for us to compile the data, okay, and get the proper analytics to let you know about the bananas. All right.
yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So,
But-
King was saying that the Nvidia split was amazing. It was. I was talking to King about that. If you guys had Nvidia
Yeah.
and if you had at least one share, now you're not making a whole bunch of money. It's just that if you had one share, you get it was 10-to-1 split, guys. So
Yeah.
now you have 10 shares at the same value, but I think Nvidia dropped down a little bit, right? I think it just dropped down in price. I'm waiting for it to dip, and I'm about to buy some more, bro. That's just me, though.
I mean-
That's just me. Like, I don't, no financial advice. Do whatever you guys need to do, but I'm an Nvidia fan, so I had stock too. So it's good stuff.
they're,
That's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah, it is. It's stock splits always kind of. I don't want to say they negatively affected, but usually like the months leading after, not months. I don't want to say that, but the weeks leading after, the price usually dips a little bit because the news is already out and it already happened and everything like that. But it does make it more accessible, to retail traders, unless you do.
It's more approachable now as an investment. So the 10-to-1 split, it's more approachable for an investment, financially speaking. Now, this is not financial advice, guys, but I'm just saying it's more approachable for $20 a share compared to $1,400 a share. You know?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to invest as much,
right?
You know what I mean?
And you could get a full, share for $100 and something bucks.
Yeah.
So
And
please go to 1K again. You and me both, King.
Yeah.
Seriously, my God.
Yeah, I saw the Jay Powell spoke today. They kept interest rates the same. I think a lot of people anticipated a rate cut, but I think that their assumptions that inflation is more so under control now, which I don't want to say I disagree with that, but the prices of bananas have gone up. But are they continuously going up? That's the question. You know what I mean? In comparison to like the rest of the world and everything like that, I don't know. I think housing has kind of stabilized. I think a lot of industries have kind of stabilized.
Housing did stabilize.
Yeah.
So the housing market was going up, but they're still purchasing at a high rate right now. So the rates are, because I used to be a mortgage broker. So the rates are not good, but you're always going to have purchase. The only thing is that you're going to have less purchase power, right?
Yeah.
So when the rates go
People
up,
can't get approved. That's the problem.
Right. So they get approved.
Yeah.
So before they would get approved for a $500,000 house, right? So now depending on the rate, they may get approved for a $250,000 house. Where the hell are you going to find a $250,000 house? For the most part. I'm just saying, like in larger cities and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure
That's difficult. Yeah.
it's very, very difficult when you just half the price because the interest rate is double the amount of money. You know what I mean? So I mean, they're still purchasing. I mean, in my development, you know, if I can say in North Carolina, what's going on, they're just started building again. But I could see the process. They're building slow. Mike, usually these houses are up like 4 or 5 months. It's like they're like working like snails, because I think they're literally waiting for like the market to change a little bit to be in their favor for selling, because it's not a, you know, it's not a selling or a buyer's market right now. Right now it's just like,
it's kind of
stagnant. It's kind of like a stalemate right now for now. But
and people, I think, are getting a little pinched, because regardless of interest rates, right? Like even if you have low interest rates, even if your home is paid off,
right?
You know, a lot of what we're seeing in Florida here, especially like the coastal areas, like the property taxes are like going insane. You know what I mean? I purchased a home in, what was it, about 2.5 years ago, I think, right when the rates were real low and everything. And I had a lot of buddies that did the same thing, and a lot of them have texted me saying, hey, you know, are your mortgage rates going up? Like, I've heard this from a lot of people, and it's not just you know, it's because the escrow accounts are going up to take into account the property tax differences and insurance differences. So I think people here in Florida are getting pinched hard for that. And I think a lot of people are having to sell homes. I mean, the inventory is really high, and the only way to kind of, and like you said, the purchasing power is not there. So people are lowering the price, but people can't get approved when a mortgage is 7%. Is that what it is? 7.5 or something?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
no one's getting approved for this. Like the salaries for, like, the average income and the salaries where the average home price is they're not matching. You know what I mean? And that is a problem now.
A medium,
I think
it's like a medium income now is really considered like poverty at this point in time. Right now, when it comes to the housing market.
Yeah.
So it's kind of bad. So.
Yeah.
And also, it was like he said he got lucky at 2%. Yeah, a lot of us got lucky at 2%. You know, but it's like I was thinking about selling, but it's not like I have to play the rate, right? So that's just me. I personally have to play the rate. That's the way I want to do things, and I want, you know, when I want to purchase something, I want optimal, you know, purchasing power with a low rate, because you could purchase more of a home with a lower rate. So I'm not buying it outright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know, well, we'll see what happens with Nvidia, and then I'll get my yacht and we could do live streams from there. You know what I mean? So,
hey, I'm still bullish on Nvidia for where it is, as long as the demand is still there, and you'll have a lot of signals too, I think, from the demand lowering from it. You know what I mean? But I think there will come a time with Nvidia. I've like I said, with Terra, I do a lot of like forecasting and stuff like that. So I'm always watching a lot of like these guys, these CEOs of a lot of these companies talk about their restraints on growth and everything. And a lot of them have been vocal saying that it's not like that they can't get the like silicon from Nvidia. They can't get the cards from Nvidia. Like Nvidia can supply it, and they have been. I mean, you can look at their numbers for sales. I mean, they're keeping up as best as they can with demand. But eventually these data centers are going to get filled. You know what I mean? So I think Nvidia is going to have a lot of baked in price to it, but I still think that they have some room to grow. You know what I mean?
I also think, in my opinion too, with Nvidia, it's a long-term thing. It's not a short-term thing at all. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, you know, 2 years you're going to make it big. I don't, you know, my forecast for Nvidia is at least 5 to 8 years at least. That's my opinion. For what I've seen, you know, for like the numbers. And what do you think? You have more you have more, you know, expertise with that. That's just my opinion for what I see and what I could understand for me personally. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, Nvidia beat everyone to the game, right? Like, I know AMD just announced a bunch of good stuff in the past week or so, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good, you know, I think we talked about that on one of the streams. Like, it doesn't matter if it's 5 times as good, 10 times as good. I mean, I know it does matter a little bit, but these data centers are already built out for Nvidia systems, and there's like a race going on. So maybe they'll build out different areas for AMD in the future, but AMD's dumped a lot of money in this, and they're they're finding all their financials are not going to look good for a while, and
Right.
they're extremely overvalued right now. Like compared, I mean, I
Yeah.
know it looks crazy if you look at market cap because it's like, oh well, AMD's a lot lower. It hasn't grown as much as Nvidia, but Nvidia has all the financials to back it up, whereas AMD
Right.
doesn't. So I think that there'll be a time where Nvidia doesn't keep the substantial growth that they have. And I think the markets are going to overreact and oversell. And when that happens, I think AMD is just going to get shot in the back. You know what I mean? I think
Jesus.
AMD is going to take the brunt of it. But then that would be a good time to buy, right? And that happens it's all cyclical. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's happened before. I think the long term plays for me would be more like Intel and stuff like that. Nvidia would be a long-term play. AMD, I mean, all of them would, but I think Intel is going to have a lot. They have a lot to do with the government. They're building stateside sooner than all the other ones, so they're gonna like their political risk is low. You know what I mean? And because they're already foreshadowing everything that's going to go on in the world with China, and I think that they will have a lot less risk and have stuff made here. They won't, even if they can't make a more competitive product, they'll be able to cut costs because of tariffs and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So because it's all going to be made here in the States, them as a company will be able to operate more efficiently because they will get tax incentives. They'll get tons of stuff, which will make all their bottom lines look a lot better, be a lot better. You know what I mean? Because when I think they're popping shop over in Arizona, and it's going to create a whole lot of jobs, and they get a lot of benefits for that. You know what I mean? For decades, they'll have tax incentives and everything like that. So we'll see. You know what I mean? But of course, you can always diversify. You know what I mean? Like if you don't know which sector or which company to put it in, they have like ETFs that are like semiconductor ETFs, where like if Taiwan Semiconductor, if something horrible happens with that, you're not just invested in that. That's just a part of the portfolio. It'll hurt it, but you'll have all your others to keep it up. So I don't know. It's there's a lot that can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I'm a big fan of the ETF. I believe in the American economy. I believe where we're going as a country, and I think people worry about like, what if this president gets elected or that president gets elected? Like, in my opinion, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? Like, we're still gonna wake up tomorrow and have Wired Wednesdays, and you know what I mean? Like,
this is true.
It's
you heard it from that guy?
On the long term, though. You know what I mean?
This guy right here.
What?
Wired Wednesdays forever, for life.
Yeah. So it's like
not bad.
The long term is good. If you believe in the American economy, then that's
it's always a long-term game. There's going to be ups and downs. I think they do this shit on purpose, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's always like this. Back in the 70s, it was like 9% or some shit. It was something disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
It's just, you're gonna have a high rate, and then you're gonna have a low rate, and then you're gonna have not enough inventory available. It's just a vicious cycle. It just goes around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then things are not getting cheaper. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a point in time that even like rural areas, that houses are gonna be like freaking like $350,000.
Yeah.
In rural areas, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And that's like hard to fathom.
100%.
Saying like, that's just to prove a point of like how much our freaking dollar is gonna be worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To put that in perspective, it's gonna be worth shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I agree with you. I think there was a point of there was a point, right? And that's why I joke about the banana chart, but like there was a point during COVID and everything where the government doesn't know what the fuck they're doing ever. You know what I mean? So they gave out so much money during this. They gave the PPP loans that they gave out were insane. a lot of companies actually made more money and were more profitable just because of loans to save jobs and salary. It was nuts how much they made. That's why there's so much PPP fraud, you know. And I know that they gave out these stimulus checks and everything like that, which if you look at that compared to the PPP loans, the stim checks were not the problem. You know what I mean? But they never touch on that, and what that did was it created a hyperinflation over a very short period of time. And what people I feel like don't understand a whole lot is that there's no such thing. There is such thing, but like Venezuela, but there's no such thing as like deflation, right? Like the dollar is always going to get more and more expensive over a period of time, right? So like the price of banana, like the price of everything that you see now, there might be a dip, right? A correction, or the prices might be, 10 or 15 cents a banana now, and they might be 12 cents, but there's new standards
Buying
for
the dip.
Everything. And
that's what he's saying to you guys. Buy the bananas on the dip. You're not
going to, So things are just more expensive, and it takes longer for salaries and for everything else to kind of catch up with that. But like the price of food is the price of food now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people know we're gonna pay it, we have to pay it. So like this is just where the world is. And luckily, if you have your money in property, if you have your money in, I'm not gonna say crypto, but if you have your money in property and you have your money in the markets, Bitcoin, like the stock markets and stuff like that, then at least your money is going with the inflation, right? Like your buying power, like if you go up 50% the last like 5 years, if your portfolio on E-Trade is up 50%, does it really matter? No, because everything else is 50% more expensive. Like, you know what I mean? And now interest rates are higher, so not only is the home that you wanted to buy more expensive, but now the interest rate is higher, and your salary definitely didn't go up that much, so there's no way you're going to get approved for it.
Right.
So, I mean, like I said, there's no deflation, right? Like there's going to be no deflation period. So this is just kind of the new, and I think everyone just has to get used to that. You know what I mean? And change their lives to better.
You just got to get better.
Live in this world.
That's
right?
it. Got to get better.
Yeah.
Survive or not survive. So we got Money King with the $5 super chat. Thanks, King. He said Terra Semiconductor Manufacturing Company equals TSMC. One Vistang.
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know.
Invest in Terra
the
semiconductors.
To open doors and see, everything.
Doesn't hurt
maybe
to
we'll
ask.
have some room. You know what I mean? Who knows?
You never know.
But yeah, it's
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be. But
I'm glad we could talk about this though, because our channels, when Visting and when we get on this channel on Wired Wednesdays, I just think that we have a little bit of a different take on the crypto world, right? By being sellers and seeing like I have been putting shorts out saying like what's going on in the world of crypto, right? Literally, Mike, because I'm a seller, right? I'm a seller of cables, so I just see a lot of like 6-pin to 6-pin cables. You know what I mean? So it's just like they're going for ASIC miners. Like ASIC is like a top thing right now. Everybody and everyone are getting ASIC, and new customers too. You see it on there. What we have it on thing, because I have the Veteran Miner and I have GPUCables.com, and I see the analytics on both of the, both on the websites. So the Veteran Miner is out there for the crypto community, basically, that knows, they know me already. So they'll do like, but a lot of new customers for like GPUCables.com, you can see the analytics of like organic that are doing searches, and then my numbers on there. So I get like random texts. Hey, I just got this box miner. I was like, what is it? And they'll text me back and tell me, I got the AL box. I heard that your cables are good. Will you sell cables? What do I need? Or, now we have the KS0 Ultra now that just came out. So actually, I'm going to be working with, let me just talk about that really quick. So Coastal Crypto is going to send me the new, the KS0 Ultra. It's the same exact housing as the KS0 and the KS0 Pro. So I can't wait to dive in and open that thing up and see, did they put any more chips, or did they do a factory like, flash? You know what I mean? Like what
Yeah.
that other guy was doing, or PP Farmer or something like that. They were like overclocking these units. Did Ice River say, you know what? Let's just overclock them. You know what I mean? Like who knows? So anyway, Coastal Crypto's gonna send me, and I'm gonna do special cables for Coastal Crypto, and I'm gonna put them on the website. So stay tuned for that. So I think he said PP4. Anyway, so let me not get off topic here. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to have some videos. I'm going to do comparisons. I'm going to take everything apart, guys. So I'm pretty excited to see once again, and I'm not trying to like say anything negative about Casper. Casper, it's cool, right? I'm just saying that there are so many miners for Casper right now. I think Casper has the most amount of miners right now for that coin. Let me know in chat, guys, because I think they have the most amount of freaking miners for that coin, and they're still selling them. It's just insane. It's insane. 1, 2, 3, Crypto Craig, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you for the super chat. When we're going to talk about cables. Oh, we just did. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Sorry, but yeah, they're going to be Coastal Crypto cables. Those are going to be cool. So
yeah. But the chat here, all that said, was that you this saying that said left or right, it's the same bird? Yeah, that's me. That's what I preach a lot. I have my own views politically and everything like that, but like they're all in the same country club. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, blue in the tracksuit. They're all in the same country club. They like, I know Max talked about cutting interest rates and stuff like that. They all own the same stocks, and they're all getting rich the same way. You know what I mean? So it's like they might say certain things, and you might see like 10-second dopamine hits of like an ad of the right or the left saying something that might attract you to do it. But the second they're not talking, they're just in the back room, like I said, at the same country clubs. So it's, I don't know. I feel like over the past, especially since COVID, that's really where I feel like that changed a lot of things for me. Was I just got more pessimistic towards politics. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying like votes don't matter or anything like that, but it's like, I think politics like matter the most, like starting from the smallest, you know what I mean? Like your city council, things that are going to like affect the park that's like right next to you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that affect, you know, the roads that are right here. You know what I mean? Like things like that, because nothing else matters. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I could go on for days about it, but it's just, that's what it is, you know?
Listen, at the end of the day, we're going to have our beliefs of what we feel that's important, you know, as a voter and everything else. And we'll go that way. We'll go that route, right? Not to be anything specific or whatever. But
yeah,
like you said, it is what it is right now. And, you know, right now it's a low.
Or people worry too much about it. You know what I mean? That's what I see all the time. It's like,
always
hey, have you
turns
seen
around.
this conflict that's going on over here? And it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, like, my neighbor right now, like, could be screaming in his backyard, as long as it's not like a scare, but they could be like yelling at each other. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, what do I care about someone doing that in a county north of me or south of me? What do I care about someone doing that across the world? Like, it doesn't affect me. You know what I mean? Like, and at the end of the day, if you, and I know that that's not the best way to work, you know, look at it, but it's, at the end of the day, if it's not like affecting you, you know what I mean? Then what? Because I feel like we've just been so programmed that we have to, you know, abide by these strict standards, right? Like if you're a Democrat, then you have to go this way. You know, I've one of my best friends is you know, leftward leaning, but he's the most like 2A guy I've ever met. You know what I mean? And then it feels weird being a part of that. You know what I mean? Or I see myself kind of I'm more economically conservative, right? But I have liberal views on social, you know, topics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Things that like if I went on Newsmax, like Mike, or Fox News or something, and if like they wouldn't want me back, you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't fit that sheet that they're looking for.
The
you know what I mean?
Category, basically, what you're trying to say.
Yeah, exactly.
The stereotype, I guess you would say. I guess I guess the kind of like the stereotype on like both ends that everybody like this. not the stigma, but like just what I guess what's known. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you just gotta, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I think voting matters most from like the small the things close to you. You know, like your city that you're living in, and everything. I do live in a larger city, so it's almost like I feel like that doesn't really matter. But I don't know. Yeah, it's there are certain topics and certain things that you push, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Like if you see someone that's like for instance this these crypto bills that are going through, right? It shouldn't be like a partisan issue, right? Like if it's a leftward leaning person and you're rightward leaning, and you shouldn't be like, oh, you know what, I can't support it, even though you want to support it. You know what I mean? In fear of, other people looking at you in a certain way, saying like, hey, why do you support that? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's I guess politics are just it's politics, right? It's like it is what it is.
We'll leave it to Hawk's channel. He's good at that. Like to roll him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't see Newsmax is. I mean, there's nowhere going around. It's very right wing, right? It's like Fox News is right wing, then Newsmax is over there. But it is interesting seeing Republicans trying to bring cryptocurrency more into it. They see that it's under attack from the left, so they're like, we can capture these voters and everything with it. But do these guys know anything about cryptocurrency? No, not at all. But then also the congressmen that you see and everyone, all the senators and stuff, these guys aren't writing the laws. You know what I mean? They're just told bullet points that can get them reelected. So it's like, I don't know.
Kind of like robots.
Yeah. It's
maybe we might have an AI president one day. Never know. Anything's possible at this point.
I think we have that now. You know what I mean? It's or Skynet will come through and control the world. So it's I
mean, at this point, anything can happen.
Yeah. It's just you gotta believe in what you want, right? Like if the boot is kicking you in the face, it doesn't matter if it's the left one or the right one. You know what I mean? Like you gotta just always kind of push back against government. And that's what I always say about anything, like whatever you believe in, right? Like you just don't give anything to the government, right? Like don't let them take little bits and pieces away, because once you give it up, you'll never get it back. You know what I mean? It's so I guess that's my TED talk here, Dave. But yeah, it's
wow, this really took a quick turn. I didn't think it was going this way.
I think,
holy shit.
Yeah, I think
I like the way you explain things though, because I wouldn't have explained it well. I would have been, I would put my foot in my mouth. So
yeah, the government cares. The only reason the government gives a shit about crypto is voters. Yeah. To get them in, because they're like, these are what they'll do anything for the votes, but also it's taxes, right? Like the IRS wants their money.
Let them hear
it,
Mike.
That's the reason why I think that they care. The laws that are going to be passed, I think are going to be really interesting, are going to be the AI laws and how that affects us, how that affects where larger companies can sell, where they can buy from, and everything like that. I think that's going to be a real interesting field that's going to come into play, because like all these people in politics don't know what a Bitcoin is. You know what I mean? Like they don't understand what it is. So for AI to come, they don't even understand what an iPhone is. So having an AI come in and having all these tech bros starting these companies doing this, they're gonna, I don't know, I feel like they're
gonna push back hard because they don't understand it.
And that's gonna push other countries forward. So I think I'll probably be more active in politics when I see stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I used to want to be active in politics, right? Like I would, when I was in law school, I was like gung ho, right? Like I'm going to change the world. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And there were a couple different things that I tried to do post law school. I primarily did tax law, but then there's this other job I was doing that would have been more of a like social work, I guess you could say, kind of job to like help with anti-money laundering and like all this kind of stuff. And I don't know, I wanted to do something, right? And I feel like maybe I'll dabble more into law again when it comes to AI, because I feel like they're going to need that. And the people that even have the money to push these, that are backing these people, are going to need that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't know. We'll see. But
Hawk was
that'll be
saying that
another
he's
Wired Wednesdays.
he could destroy this conversation, but he's building a PC. Hawk, you need
Yeah.
all your focus on building a PC. We all know that you're very challenged when it comes to building things, so good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Just give us a phone call
I
when you
could
need help.
destroy this conversation, but I'm busy building a PC. We mean destroy this conversation.
I'm pretty sure like give a lot of input because he loves it.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
this is his topic, man. He thrives on this stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. There already is kind of
24-hour
cool
build.
legislation coming through, so it's yeah.
We could, yeah. So we're trolling Hawk.
24-hour
They're
build.
trolling Hawk in the chat right now.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's gonna
I
be
don't know.
interesting. Needless to say, where all this is going. Like adopting Bitcoin was huge,
Mm.
you know, and
Yeah,
it's just crazy. It's really crazy. Like how
yeah,
all this just all all this happened like kind of at the same time, Mike. You know,
yeah.
and
What do you mean, like with the crypto? Like,
just crypto in general, man. All the changes, everything that's going on with crypto, and then like, obviously AI being more, I guess, known, and it was about the same time when the YouTubers and all of us started discovering, AI for the first time or whatever the case may be, right? And then it's just like it wasn't just that; it was like a little bit later. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing like commercials about this.
yeah,
Like it was just a vast adoption, and it was everywhere. You know what I mean?
yeah. It seems like it comes in. It felt that way a little bit, maybe because I was just looking for it. But like in
Yeah,
2016,
possibility.
2017, it kind of like Coinbase was really active and stuff like that. And the problem is like every bull run, and that's probably why all this regulation is pushing against it, is like because these Congress people probably got affected by it. You know what I mean? They probably lost money with FTX and everything like that. But because FTX paid both sides of the aisle, right? Like all of the companies did, but they are probably cracking down because of things like that. But it brings adoption. You know what I mean? Like you said, like it brings adoption of this. The government doesn't like that adoption, but AI is a lot different than just being able to hide money in a wallet. You know what I mean? It can be used for a lot of different things, a lot of more nefarious activities rather than, just money laundering, or using it as a medium to facilitate illegal deals, you know what I mean, across the world. But I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem going forward. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be interested to see how they tackle it.
The only thing I could think
none
of
of
is
these
like
guys know what's coming.
when the government doesn't understand something enough, they want to tax the shit out of it to kind of make it go away. But I just think that there's too many major players that are part of it that have enough money to influence this to keep on moving forward. That's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be different, but it's going to be a battle. But I think it's going to be different, though.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Mike is saying Mike complains about politics, but pro-Bitcoin legislation protecting our industry is passing in different states. But hey, it's all BS. They don't know what it is. How dumb does that sound? No education. Hey, it's all BS. They don't know what it is. Yeah. I mean, Mike, the people that are doing this don't know what they're voting on. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's I don't know. What do you mean by that, Mike? Are you talking about like the legislation to protect just Bitcoin mining? Like, yeah, because we've been kind of looking into that as well, like different legislation that some states have adopted, right? And I know that there's some groups that do this, but I don't know how I know how they probably get paid to do it through these nonprofits, but they do help and aid these people in office and guide them and educate them on what this stuff is, right? but Bitcoin mining is completely different than AI. It's they don't know what they're voting on. Yes, they're passing it without knowing. I mean, yeah, 100%, Mike. Do you not know how politics works? They literally comes on their desk and they're like,
Okay.
did this company pay me for my re-election campaign? Yes or no? It's exactly what it is, Mike. It's they have no idea what they're fucking passing. But they hire hopefully counsel and staff that's there that did all of this stuff to delegate that to, right? To see if
make an
that fits.
educated guess.
Yeah, to fit the
Yeah.
agenda, right? Like, I mean, a politician can't possibly have. I mean, this would work no matter how good the politician is, but there's so many laws that go in front of these people, like governors and stuff like that, that range from everything. And there's no way that a lot of, especially career politicians, have any idea on this stuff. Like, they have to have counsel and they have to have everyone that's educated on this stuff, like, kind of sort it and dumb it down. You know what I mean? And then they can choose whether that fits the agenda or not. So it's kind of like, I don't know, but sounds like ignorance. I don't know, Mike. I feel like you don't know how the political system works here, but it's all money. Mining King. Honestly, government, in my opinion, needs to have the state wiped cleaned. Until that point, it's pointless. Always about lining pockets and who you know, not what's better for us as a country. Yeah, you're 100% right. That's what it's turned into. I mean, that's why you just look at politicians and see kind of like how much they've made on everything, right? That's the best way, in my opinion, to see it. Is why are they incentivized to vote this way? Why do they have these wildly different votes sometimes, and beliefs sometimes in different things? It sways so much. GPURisers, max voltage. Just the reason why there are always unintended consequences in every bill, because people voting on them have no idea. Yeah, that's what they do. Is they, I think it's called log rolling, and it's where, like, you'll pass a bill that says, like, fucking protect the bald eagles, right, or something, and then Fox News, like, everyone on Fox News will be like, we have to protect the bald eagles, right? Like, some people can't even fucking read, so they're like, okay, we're gonna protect the bald and it goes both ways, right? I'm just using that as an example, but protect the bald eagles, and then there'll be something in there that says we have to lower the capacity in the rounds of magazines on, AR-15s. And it's like, what the fuck does that have to do with a bald eagle? You know what I mean? But, like, they clog this shit, and it's like hundreds of pages, right? And so you have these people that are just dealing with their teams that are trying to sort all this stuff through, and it always comes to a compromise.
Need some popcorn.
Right? And no one really wins. That's the problem. So it's like it's kind of the people that are most affected, right? But it gets them reelected. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy. Did I just hear that right? GPURiser hates bald eagles. Yeah, exactly. No, I love bald eagles, but they log roll everything, right? Like, that's what happens with laws. Nothing, even these Bitcoin ones, right? Like, you'll go in there and you'll be like, okay, yeah, this is good, and then there'll be something just completely obscure, and it's like, it's like, oh, well, if we're giving you this, then we need this. You know what I mean? It's such a pain.
It's all fucked. It's all fucked. This is what Mike's telling you right now. It's all fucked. But
it is.
We'll see you next
They're paid
Wednesday.
actors. They sign what the big money tells them to sign. Yeah, Retro Mike. I agree.
What the hell?
Smash the like bros. AOC is worth 10 million. Yeah, that's not. She just it's just a good salary. You know what I mean? She made some good trades. You know what I mean? Like, it's just hard work and it's dedication, and some book deals, and maybe some speaking engagements for 6 digits. You know what I mean? But
you're riling
again,
up Hawk in the chat, Mike. Don't read that out loud.
What?
You're riling him up.
I love bald.
No, don't read that.
Yeah, it's just
Jesus Christ.
Or Pelosi's. Yeah, look at Pelosi's trades. Yeah, I mean, Nancy Pelosi is better than Warren Buffett at trading. I don't know how, but it's yeah, that's the thing, man, is they come out of these meetings and they just call their financial people, because they obviously don't really even know what to do either most of the time, but a little bit of insider trading there, you know what I mean? But they should implement some kind of laws that are like, hey, politicians in this capacity can only invest in ETFs. Like, you can only have natural growth, you know what I mean? Like, but that would be crazy, Dave. That would be crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's It's too much.
Welcome, Geek of all trades. You have missed a lot. Things are going crazy.
Oh, I could start over, Goat.
Oh Jesus.
But
yeah,
that is something to look, because a lot of these laws, you know, like the CARES Act and like, you know, a lot of these, like Patriot Act is probably a really good example. They just like log roll all this stuff in there, and they do it at times that are usually like Patriot Act was done post 9/11, where it was like they kind of just let everything go, right? Like just the best interest of the, you know, the states, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we gave up a lot of liberties that we won't get back. Right now there's just mass surveillance, you know what I mean, on everything. And that's what happened. So I mean, that's something we got to watch out for with AI. I think that they're gonna, I'll get a tinfoil hat somewhere, but I think that AI is going to definitely be held under a national security thing. It's going to be a national security thing, and it's going to change a lot when it comes to compute and how compute is used. You know what I mean? Because if they wanted to, they could control it, you know, very easily. And you know, the one call to AT&T, you know what I mean? It's crazy. But yeah, it's the Patriot Act was supposed to be temporary, and they never re-voted to remove it. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's temporary. It was voted in. You know what I mean? Like once you give it, you're never getting it back ever. They might say, "Oh yeah, we'll give it back," or they'll log roll it with some other bullshit. That's just how law is. You know what I mean? It's once you sign it, it's like
that's it.
It's gone.
It's done.
It's gone. Inflation Reduction Act. Yeah, I wish, Max. But that was just word. I mean, how could anyone vote against a bill with that title? I know the bills are just, it's crazy, but I don't know. That's the world we live in. You know what I mean? But shit could always be worse, Dave. That's what I think is like.
Yeah.
If you compare the inflation or banana prices or anything, like, you know, a lot of the countries in in Europe are having a lot worse of a time than we are. You know what I mean? I have a good friend that's in the UK, and so I hear often about how things are going over there. And we don't get a whole lot of news here, right? Because again, a tinfoil hat, but everything we consume is propaganda, pretty much developed by us. You know what I mean? Whatever you're watching is usually some kind of like self-induced propaganda that we're getting spoon-fed. But so we don't see a whole lot of news around the world and how the rest of the world is operating. You know what I mean? Or if we do, it's going to be like it's going to be written in a way for us to stay on that page longer or click it, and that's a whole nother wormhole we can go down on a different stream, Dave. But yeah, I mean we're better off, and I think we're very lucky to be in the United States and Canada, Canada's great neighbors, compared to the rest of the world, where we are just located. And I think we're doing pretty well. Things get scary. And like I said, you're going to read news that whatever algo that you're put in and your IP address views and everything, you're just going to get skewed towards you so that you click it and read it and get scared more and read more, you know what I mean? And tweet about it and get angry about it. So
this Mike he's going down the rabbit hole. I'm trying to get him back out, guys.
I know I can't. I should get a little rabbit suit.
Gotta pull him out.
But,
gotta pull him out. We gotta get another Wire Wednesdays next week. Mike's hosting.
Geek of all trades, just saying they don't need to vote anything in or out. They could just sneak that shit in with other bills. Yeah, log rolling. That's what it is. It's what politicians do. They make deals. You know what I mean? Like I said, protect the bald eagles. But then it's, we have to raise the income tax. Like that's how it is.
Well, he's got to come from somewhere. It might also come out of our own fucking pockets.
We don't have news anymore. We only have entertainment that says it's new. 100%, Max. Anything you watch on the news, like I said, I'm unbiased when it comes to it. Like I dislike probably all news stations equally, but like it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's been the same thing since like the 70s and 80s. Like it's all just entertainment now. who can we get on that's going to rile people up? You know what I mean? Like Bill O'Reilly was great with it on that side. And then CNN always had what's that guy's name? I don't know. I can't remember his name, but yeah, no, it's like it's entertainment segments, and it's meant to to get votes, I think, and sway opinions. Like I said, it's like self-government propaganda that we're doing to ourselves. And the real news and the real journalism doesn't get any attention. You know what I mean? That's what's so frustrating with it. It's like it's annoying. It started with Desert Shield with 24-hour coverage of the war with CNN highly profitable. I think that there was something, Max. Didn't they pass like a law in the 70s or 80s? I think it was something where these news stations could just be entertainment. Like it didn't actually need to be journalism, right? Like you'll have someone on the news like with a suit and a tie, and it's like this, and he'll sit there and talk for 20 minutes about like something, and then in reality, this guy's just like fucking met someone at a burger joint. You know what I mean? Like he's just the crazy guy in the town. You know what I mean? Like no credentials, no anything, but they put on a facade to make it look like this guy's actually educated in this. You know what I mean? This guy's understands it, or she understands it, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's a show. It's like a reality TV show that looks more professional, right? But it's also ease of access. It's a lot easier to turn on these news stations than it is to sift through and find your news. You know what I mean? I found myself that like I've really stopped watching news. The only news I do watch, and I watch it probably 2 or 3 times a week, is just CNBC, like Squawk on the Street in the morning. That's really all I care about financial markets, and it's usually nothing to do with politics. But I like that, or then I fish for news, right? I really like these podcasts that are coming out. This Lex Friedman has really good podcasts. There's too many podcasts, but and they're really long. You know what I mean? But I feel like you get more out of that, right? Like there was this one podcast I watched where it was I think it was Lex Friedman, but it was him, and I'm not going to get political, but it was him, but it was a Palestinian and then an Israeli. And it was like a conversation about all of it, where you hear both sides of it in like a civil conversation, right? Not someone with, like hair and makeup done on camera telling you what you should believe, or what this happened or what that happened. Like you take out all the people that are like in power and telling you what news you need to see, and you just have like 2 people sitting down talking about it. And you're like, wow, like it's not like that's when in my opinion, you see both sides are just fucked, right? That's when you tell, like, okay, I'm getting lied to from both sides, so who's right? And then you realize, or at least I realized, that's when it doesn't matter, right? Like it's the same news, right? It's just it's who's gonna get votes, and those people are gonna be paid off by people that are showing you this shit and all this other stuff. So I don't know. We should have a political segment, Dave. It'd be great.
Yeah.
But,
Wired political day. We just gotta pick the date, and then we'll have that one too.
Goat saying Lex. Oh yeah, we could talk about.
So really quick, 10 minutes to midnight. Thank you. He's saying the 6-pin 10-pack bundles. They're really good price. They're solid. Thank you. Appreciate it. They wanted you to talk about, or maybe talk about wires or anything new. Are you planning on bringing anything to your website at all?
No, not right now.
Not right now? Me either.
Nope.
I mean, I have the same stuff. So basically, I just make like different colors and stuff like that. I'm not making any like new wires or anything like that. But like I said, like the Coastal Crypto, I'm going to make that the colored cable that you guys have never seen before. So, of course, I'm the short king. I'm just saying, like, I just make shorts because I just don't have the time to make videos at the moment in time, right?
Yeah.
I don't have time to make videos. I'm going to try to do some videos at Mining Disrupt, of course, but because I'm a media partner over there. So I have to, but I want to too. You know, when I went to Money Disrupt last year, I was really, really disappointed that I didn't do enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, you know, there was so much that I was like, wow, I could have did my own little take on that. You know what I mean? So that's my goal. And plus, we got a lot of friends that are gonna be over there, so I can't wait. And then you guys have a booth, so that's freaking awesome. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
I can't wait to meet everybody and see everybody again, and you know.
Yeah,
And we gotta find a place for
booths.
poker so I could smack the shit out of everybody in poker because, you know, apparently that's what I did last time. But I want to shit talk like the most. And I want us to like record it, and we just have to bleep out a lot of shit. So Geek's gonna record it this time. We just gotta find somebody. We're in hotels, so I don't know if anybody has like Airbnb or something like that. But let's get a big poker game going. How's that sound, chat? Who's going to Mining Disrupt? Let's get a big poker game going. That'll be fun.
Let's see. Goat is saying, when is an R8 giveaway at Disrupt sponsored by Terra? Yeah, we're almost out of R8s. I wish I could say I'm gonna miss it, but I'm not. So we're almost out. I got to keep a bunch of units just for like warranty. I guess I learned this actually, which I should have been told this, but I learned that the warranty on them is from the date on the box. So, but of course, I'm not going to do that to my customers, right? So, like, I'm going to warranty the R8s, you know, for a year from purchase. You know what I mean? So I got to keep a lot of units just in case. But the biggest units, and you guys probably know this in the chat, is like, the biggest problem was always there were two batches, right? The first batch was completely not botched, but it was very problematic. It wasn't what it was supposed to be. And a lot of the motherboards on there had a bad Ethernet NIC on it. So you have to send out like a lot of replacements for that. The second batch had good motherboards on it, but had awful power supplies. So we're kind of playing mix and match. So I kind of have like a mix and match of like spare units that I have to keep because there are no like replacements, right? So like I have to pretty much like part out these things. Like if someone needs a board, an extension board or something, I have to like open a new one and like part it out. You know what I mean? Because I do want to make it right for everyone that bought it. But the good thing from the business side, because I know we talk a little bit about business too, when we're not putting on our conspiracy hats, is that any of these problems that do pop up, like with the motherboard or the power supply, it pops up within like the first day. So like I know, you know what I mean? They'll reach out and say, hey, this is like messed up or something, and I'll be able to fix it right away. Like it's very odd with an R8 that I get like some kind of warranty claim like 6 months in. You know what I mean? It does happen, but it's low.
So in a nutshell, everyone, Vistang, aka Mike, GPURisers.com, does the right thing. And that's what we do. Both of us, we will do the right thing for our customers. So, you know, we have separate businesses. We do the right thing for our customers because that is the number one goal, to make sure that, you know, you guys are purchasing from, you know, us personally, and we care about our products and we care about how our businesses do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, Mike started his business from the ground up. I started my business from the ground up, and we care about our customers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to let a customer bullshit me. I'm just speaking for myself. You know what I mean? But I will do the right thing if something happens. And you guys are out there. I have cables everywhere, Mike. And I feel very, very fortunate. You know, I have cables all over the world, literally now. From Germany, France, Italy, like all over, man. It's freaking Romania. It's just, it's such a great feeling that I built a company from the ground up with nothing. Made my own design, did everything, and like it's everywhere. So it's just like, and you put a lot of effort and a lot of time for your company, and look at us now. You know, Mike brought me in as now we're friends. You know what I mean? And we got Wired Wednesdays, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Geek of All Trades. Gifted 5 memberships for the Bomb Squad. Speaking of the Bomb Squad, I have to do a giveaway. I think I'm gonna do it after Mining Disrupt. So stay tuned, guys. So whoever just got the gifted memberships, Now you make sure your name is linked, so you're in the Discord and under the Bomb Squad, and we're gonna be able to do that. We'll do a giveaway. Yeah, I'll do a giveaway when I get back from Money Disrupt, so I have some time. Okay. So stay tuned, guys. So whoever's in the Bomb Squad, there's gonna be a giveaway.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Goat saying nobody's asking about your big units visiting you. I know. I'm just sharing. I'm just sharing. Goat. Mr. Hawk Crypto, you should pass thing you don't know. Shame, shame, shame. Bad warranty bill. Bad warranty. Yeah, I don't know. What are you saying, Mike? I want my money back. Yeah. I think I gave you a free one or two, Mike. I think I need to send you a bill, actually.
Holy shit.
But it wasn't me that did a bad warranty bill. Octominer fucked up. And
Jesus.
I'm cleaned the mess up. So that's what that is.
That's a real deal. You heard it from the mouth of the man right here, Vistang, aka Mike, GPURisers.com.
I'm here with the mop cleaning it up. You know what I mean? But it's
oh man, all right.
Mopping that shit up. You know what I mean? But it's like I gotta deal with like so much shit. That's why I'm saying it's like I'm glad that it's kind of getting phased out. I don't have time to like support a lot of like the customer service for this. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot. Like when I originally made the deal with Octominer, it was like a completely different deal. Like it was like, you know, the support would kind of, there was just a lot that happened with the deal that ended up not transpiring. You know what I mean? And it wasn't, I don't want to say it was anyone's fault. You know what I mean? Market conditions and everything like that. I mean, the fucked up units, yeah, you know, like the first ones and the second ones, but it was
okay.
I do have to kind of like pick up the pieces a lot with it and stuff like that, which
a
good amount of units actually went to Terra, so it's a lot easier troubleshooting that. You know, when Jarrett's working on them and he's like, it has this problem. Like Jarrett knows more about Octominer than I think anyone in Octominer. You know what I mean? Like he has brought these things from like the grave and has fixed them. So he has a lot of units. So
I talk to him occasionally. He's very, very happy sometimes when he talks to me.
Crypto Craig, great customer service. Thank you, Crypto Craig. Yeah,
man.
I'll be honest. That's something that's kind of been lacking with the R8 recently, and why like it's just not. It never worked, right? It hasn't worked out the past like year. Is I have to like give customer support on things that I'm not even like focused on anymore. You know what I mean? Like detailed, like, you know, like reports on this stuff, and it's just not there. They're mining things that were way different than when these things were made. You know what I mean? And they're asking specific things about specific coins, and I don't know anything about that. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot easier with risers, and it's a lot easier with cables, especially with Terra. If I was full-time GPURisers and stuff, I would be definitely allocating a lot more time, but it's just a lot. It's but yeah. Octominer dropping the ball. What the hell? Yeah, I mean, I know that they have their stuff, right? Like they've switched products and they've tried to do the immersion thing, and now they're doing server cases that look pretty cool. I saw the Octo server for the POUW stuff is neat. But yeah, with the GPU mining side, like right after that, it kind of just you know. Like I said, I'm gonna make right on all warranty claims and everything like that. So have to hold a bunch of units, but we do only have like a couple left. So
okay. I guess
that.
With that being said,
our second TL said real quick, are they refreshing the R8? I don't know what they're doing. Second TL, like I really don't.
None of us has heard anything.
Continuing. I know that they're doing like server cases, like the proof of useful work server cases, higher end server cases, which are cool and functional and stuff, but I don't know if they're doing more of the GPU stuff. I don't know. So I don't know, but they're going to be at Mining Disrupt too, so they're going to be at our booth at Mining Disrupt.
Just server cases, no more mining cases.
I
talked to Harry about it. This is Hawk coming out of Hawk's mouth.
Just mining cases.
No. So just server cases, no more mining cases. So
I think that's like the like their AI server case. I think they'll have
so the Octominer.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, and I could see that they'll come back with like, you know, an X8 or X12 in the future again, when if like GPU mining like fucking skyrockets, right?
Yeah.
I can't see why they
Well,
wouldn't.
yeah. It's kind of like,
It's
yeah, you know, you got
conducive
to
for
ebb
the
and
market
flow,
right
especially.
now, Mike.
Yeah.
It's conducive
Yeah.
for the
The
market.
good thing is that Octominer does have like their server cases. Like, there's a reason why I reached out to Octo, and there's a reason why like I did everything, because it's
All right.
I was honestly looking to compete with them in the beginning, and I ordered some of them. I saw like how they operated and the integration, and Harry just created a great product.
Right.
Like it was so good, and it was so integrated, and I really liked the product. So I reached out, and that's when we made a deal. But yeah, I think it's um crypto made them, they rugging us. No, I mean it is a great product. You know, like there's issues, right? Like the more complex a product is, the more issues there's going to be, right? There's fan controllers on it, there's environmental sensors on it, then you have all of that mixing in with software, like on
And
Hive
integration software, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's going to be software issues, there's going to be hardware issues, there's going to be more points of failure. But I have to say, overall, like Octominer has the best mining case. Like
Yeah.
the quality is great, and the design is great. You know, I don't really like the X12s a whole lot, but they make sense for, you know, like lower cards or very small cards. But the R8s, I mean, I was, besides of course like problems with the quality control and stuff, but like the overall, I think it's a great product. We use them at Terra, you know what I mean, and I use
Yeah.
them for my mining farm and everything. But the good thing is, I think what I'm getting at is that if GPU mining makes a comeback, and it makes sense from like a business standpoint, because these runs are not cheap to do of
Right.
them. It's, you know what I mean, like it's an investment to do it, and then it costs, trust me on this, it costs a ton of money to store it if it doesn't sell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a ton, and time and everything like that. So but if it does ramp, then Harry has all like the blueprints for everything, right? He could do a run. You know what I mean? I'm sure if you even reached out and you're like, hey, I need, you know, 200 of these, he could probably do something like that, unless something drastically changed. You know what I mean? And I don't see why he wouldn't. But I think getting away from the individual sales, I think Octo had a lot of problems with that. Was, you know, they were a minimum order quantity from China, shipping, import, you know, everything like that. But overall, I mean, like, like I said, the product
that was the thing though, because
is great.
It warranted for MOQ, Mike. Okay, so at the time, they were able to put an MOQ on the product because people are buying it. Right now, you know, it's not, that doesn't exist right now, you know.
Yeah.
Just for now, but like, you know, we just want to, you know, we're just trying to stay positive and see what the hell happens. Geek of all trades, veteran miner. We need to build a distillery that is powered by miners heating up whiskey vats. That sounds delicious.
I think I mentioned that before on a stream. It was up in, I want to say
bourbon.
Indiana. But yeah, it was a distillery that reached out, seeing if we could use the byproduct to distill. It was bourbon, I think it was. Yeah, it was bourbon. To do the distilling process, which it doesn't get hot enough to distill, right? Like that's something that I didn't really think about there. But I actually did talk to them very briefly about it, so I'll share with you guys just real quick. It'll be just a minute, I promise. No, I'm just kidding. I know I always go on rants. I'm gonna make this one quick.
He promises.
But
he said
it was to make the warehouse warmer overall, and then the tools that they were using to warm up in the distilleries to do the distilling process. I'm not a distiller, so that part of it, you know, I'm talking 10,000 foot level, but it made it easier and cheaper energy wise to heat up when the ambient temperature was hotter in the distillery rooms. So the idea was that you would just have
preheat
all these miners everywhere.
Pump the air to preheat the facility.
Because up there it gets cold in the winter. So if it's like if it's 40 degrees outside and you're trying to, they spend money already to heat these places. So why not use the heat? You're already burning the electric, so why not burn it on?
Get something in return.
Yeah. use it as heat. Yeah, I've met tons of people over the years that have done this in
That's a cool idea.
many different places. Yeah, like it's one of the guys that we met through our adventures. He goes around. He knows a lot of people in his town, in his area, and stuff like that. And there's some people there that have miners set up in like a furniture store where they just don't want to pay for heat. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to go on a tangent. But yes, we did actually talk to a distillery company that was interested, and that's still something that I think would be really cool to kind of explore. Like because they do that. They do batches, right? Like if you want to, if you go and you talk to like a distillery and you're like, hey, I want a private batch, and they'll give you like barrels that are private batch and private label it and everything like that. And I thought that'd be kind of cool down the line to have like, there's so much shit on our plate right now. The last thing I want to do is selling alcohol online. So that's for another day. But
you're not looking to get a liquor license,
right?
What's going on, Mike? Come
on.
Yeah,
like distillery was aided with the use of byproducts of heat
Bitcoin
from
miners.
mining. Yeah,
non-efficient Bitcoin miners. Needless to say, not efficient Bitcoin miners, old ones, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, there could be a use case for old miners.
It's hard to think about for me because I'm born and raised in Florida, right? Like it's hot. Even when it's cold, it's not enough that like you need to, like, I didn't use heat in my house all last summer, right? Like it gets down to 70 degrees in the house and I'm like, okay, I'll just put another tracksuit on. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a thing, but up north, I mean, it's a huge thing. Like these people spend so much money on heat. You know what I mean? Like if I own these facilities, especially with the power, like a furniture store doesn't use any power, so I was like, that's a really good idea. They make a little bit of money off of it. They get their deduction. They can write off, some of the electric that they use for it. And they heat the place. The only thing is people are coming in to buy a sofa and they hear screaming machines above you, but I'm sure they have it like in a back room that directs it through, can't think of the word. What is it? Not conduit.
Maybe they just use a fruition design thing. Like maybe it's like they're a lot lower in noise or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything's possible. There's so many different types of things that you can use. I guess mining Bitcoin or coins or whatever in general for heat.
Yeah.
Right. Use cases.
Yeah.
It could be endless. I guess you're gonna have to be creative. You could also even consider this like creative financing when it comes to using your own money to create something that can be a use case. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah.
But
definitely stuff to explore though.
Right? Oh yeah.
Like using every byproduct that you can from it. I think that's definitely something that we've talked about in Terra sometimes is like, what are we going to use? Like how can we make use of everything? Right.
Yeah.
But I definitely would not be opposed to a distillery. That sounds pretty cool.
Me either.
Yeah.
Man, get the license. I'll make my cables in there or something. In AC,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
I'll test out the product. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess we've been going for about an hour and a half, guys. I really appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We got off topic. We went on some weird topics tonight. This is what we do.
Politics.
Yeah. We don't really have anything planned as of right now. We just know that 2 weeks as of this Wednesday, Mining Disrupt. So we'll whoever's going, I'll see you guys there. And that's about it. So Mike, it'll be on Mike's channel, and then we'll be live at Mining Disrupt on my channel. So stay tuned, guys. I really appreciate it. Mike, you have anything to say?
Nope. Happy midday. Happy hump day.
Yeah.
And we'll see what the banana prices are next week.
That's it. Mike will show it on his channel of the bananas if you're going to either buy them in bulk or forget about them for another week. All right, guys?
Yeah.
Anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Have a great night, and we'll see you Wednesday on Mike's channel. Talk to you guys later.
See you guys.